State-owned oil company Petrotrin has admitted that far more than 1,700 workers are to be sent home next month. Petrotrin Chairman Wilfred Espinet held a news conference to expand on the situation at the company. Janine Brown is at the press conference and is on the line. Janine, good afternoon. What more can you tell us?
Since the announcement of the closing of Petrotrin refinery was made, and a lot has happened since then. For one, the initial figure of 1,700 workers going home has been replaced, and the citizens now know by the board's own admission that this figure is more than double the amount. Now, at the recently concluded press conference at Hyatt this morning, Petrotrin Chairman Wilfred Espinet quite clearly confirmed that all workers, both from the refinery and marketing and the exploration and production sector, will be terminated. Now, filling those new exploration positions will be open to any citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. In other words, what that means is no man or woman's job at the company presently is safe. And Mr. Espinet has said this is part of the company's effort to create a new slate for Petrotrin, one that is void of corruption, nepotism, and also to have properly skilled people to carry out the work. Now, this, he said, is not the case presently. But the figures that the chairman was more interested in talking about this morning was the amount of money that would have to be injected to keep Petrotrin in its current state alive. And that figure, as the board has said before, is $25 billion. I am Janine Brown reporting for TTT News.
Thank you, Janine. Well, the situation with Petrotrin was an untenable one that couldn't be allowed to continue, a position repeated by board chairman Wilfred Espinet. Speaking at a Petrotrin press conference this morning, Mr. Espinet said while they've been pulling on their hair, trying to figure out how to keep people employed based on the numbers, it just could not be done.
We have a problem in the refinery, and that problem stems from the fact that the refinery was relevant at a particular time. The question that the board has had to be faced with is how relevant it is now. And I think that we have talked about that on several occasions. This predicament does not leave us with an option because we have $20 billion to find.
According to Mr. Espinet, this means that over a 5-year period, every citizen, children and adult would have to make a payment of $14.6 thousand. He said it's no longer a matter of the head count, but where the money can be sourced to move forward.
What we want, what we dream for, is not what we could do here. So we looked at the third option that we looked at is if we were to close the refinery down, what would be the outcome of it? We'll take some of the material, some of the equipment that is now in your refinery, and instead of trying to refine at a loss, you would bring fuel in large quantities and redistribute them to the smaller countries that you have as markets now.
Well, Mr. Espinet said despite the noise to the contrary, this is doable. He said over a period of approximately 15 years, refineries have been closing because they are no longer relevant to the workers.